So things are changing. Facebook ads. Mitchell, if you're watching the channel, hit me up. I got questions. Mitchell's my Facebook ads account manager, but he's actually getting switched out. I think he got promoted. Congrats, Mitchell. By the time I get the passive income, the kids are going to be moved out of the house. That's why I got to make sure I show up now too, even if I don't have that covering the time. Okay, so what I'm getting at is, Mitchell, what is up with the cost cap on Advantage Plus campaigns? So Mitchell hooked me up with the insight that I could run Advantage Plus. If you guys aren't familiar, Advantage Plus is a campaign type in Facebook ads. Well, Advantage Plus campaigns, when you run those, it hits your regular customers over and over and over and over and over. It exhausts them, and it never goes out and finds new ones. Well, he showed me that there was a little setting. If I went down to the bottom in the ad set, if I opened up a tab near the line graph you see, well, you used to see, you can cap the percentage of your budget that goes to new customers or regular customers. So I had mine at 20%. So only 20% of my budget would show that ad to existing customers. The rest would go to new. Well, the campaign was doing so good, like the best I've ever had a campaign do, to be honest. And I want to scale it. I'm getting impatient because I'm at $730 a day on that campaign. I want it to be like 10K a day. Actually, what I need is, I'll tell you guys the truth, I need it to be $20,000 a day, and I'll tell you why. So I applied to be on AppLovin. If you guys aren't familiar with AppLovin, you're going to be able to advertise across all the streaming platforms, inside of every app, games, all kinds of stuff. Well, they're in beta, and they're only taking people that advertise on Facebook and spend $20,000 a day. I used to be like that, and I'm not anymore. So I decided I'm going to duplicate this campaign because I don't want to disrupt I don't want to put it back in the learning phase by scaling too quickly. I can only scale like 10% at a time. So I duplicated it. When I duplicated it, Facebook told me that percentage cap on your budget towards existing and new customers doesn't exist now. That was a beta thing. So what it did was it duplicated the ad set and did it twice, and it excluded the one audience in the one and included the one audience in the other. I'm like, I could have done that manually. That's what I used to do. So I did that. So I'm going to run it and see what happens, but I need to get to $20,000 a day in Facebook ad spend, so AppLovin will talk to me. They gave me, shout out to Kathy at AppLovin. She talked to me and she said, get to 20K and write us back and we might accept you. I don't know if that's their little thing to just onboard like a certain... I think they just want to onboard like real advertisers that are going to spend a lot of money. It's a good strategy because they're going to come on the platform. There's no spending cap, but you're going to come on the platform wanting to spend a lot of money because you're telling them you're spending 20K a day. So I said I was spending 20K a day, but then you have to connect. You have to upload a screenshot. So I wasn't able to upload a screenshot with the date. I have old screenshots, but nothing new at 20K a day. So I need to scale back up so I can get on AppLovin. So that's what I got going on. If anybody's interested in e-commerce. If not, I'm getting back to the Porsches, I promise. I had the 993 out today. I've been ripping this Volvo around just because, I don't know why. Just because I guess I don't got to worry about it getting smashed, or it's tinted too, and it's getting hot outside. All the 911s, I don't have any tint on them. I like fishbowl, so you can see the seat belts and the seats and stuff. Man, thanks for everybody watching the channel. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. It's awesome. That investing in SCHD video, I don't know if it's the title, like the SEO title, but that's getting views. I didn't promote that video and it's going up. It's at 5,000 views. I think it's the title. I think I titled it wrong because I'm just talking about other stuff, and I think it's doing good because I think people are watching the video like, when's he going to talk about investing in SCHD? He's just showing me 911s. I think I titled the video wrong. I might start doing that. I might make a video that's like, it's about Facebook ads, but I might say like, I buy a brand new Porsche 996, and then I just never buy the 996, and you guys watch the whole video. It might be a little sleeper strategy. I'm just joking. You guys will unsubscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of people watching that aren't subscribed. I think it says 60% of the people that are watching aren't subscribed. So where are the subscribers then? Because I'm not getting that many views. So where are the subs? Are they real? I'm doing promote audience, or I'm promoting for audience growth. Probably just give me a bunch of bots. Leave a comment. Let me know you're real if you're watching. So I'm getting confused. I'm still getting $1,500 a month from the channel. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm just sticking with my strategy. It's been working, and see what happens. Who knows? I'm just filming videos with a phone and don't even really edit, just upload them. And sometimes I try to provide some kind of value so it's worth watching, but other times I apologize if they're just boring. I'm trying my best. I'm juggling a lot of things. But that's why we got to stack that cash. I got to make sure I can provide for everybody. Can't be out here just running around, dilly-dallying around. And I'll tell you right now, things are changing in the advertising world. If you guys aren't paying attention, they're changing, and they're changing fast. I'm wanting to buy Google stock. I keep thinking about it, but I don't know. I just don't like buying single stocks that already have a huge market cap. He could be a good compounder over time. They have so much going on. They're spending $75 billion on AI research and development. They are advancing all their quantum stuff. The Sycamore chip has 70 qubits. They have YouTube is predicted to grow double digits. YouTube, I'm seeing things going on with YouTube and affiliate marketing that's making me want the stock. So you guys, have you gone on like YouTube Shorts in a while? If you're on YouTube Shorts and you're scrolling, you know how you'll notice like an influencer will be like showing a product. Like the one I saw was Comfort Hoodies, COMFRT. And you guys find out I own the brand, and I'm just like secretly pushing the brand secret. No, I don't. I'm messing around. But they're very popular. I think they're like one of the #1 TikTok shops. So you're always asking, like, how should I start an e-commerce brand? I don't even have the blueprint anymore because I'm operating in the old way. I'm looking at these brands now, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do because things are changing so quick. But what I'm getting at is they're working with influencers. So they have an ambassador program. They'll get an influencer, and then what they're doing is they're feeding their Google Merchant Center product feed to the influencer, and the influencers, they're putting their product feed, so it's like a catalog below their post. Have you guys seen those? That's fairly new, and that's something you guys need to learn, because that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. If you have a YouTube channel for your brand, you have to meet the requirements. Just like I have the Daily Driven Porsche channel, and I have a certain amount of subs and I'm monetized now. Well, our brand doesn't have that. Our brand needs to build a YouTube channel, because if you're not a YouTube partner, then you can't upload your feed to the YouTube shopping. So influencers can just select and put your products on their videos. But I was reading about it, and I think there's a way that they're doing it with their own product feed. So they're like enabling the product feed. I don't know. I'm learning about it still, but what I'm getting at is that's what's happening. It's going to be a lot of influencer marketing with your catalog on the influencer's post. Not just them tagging the website, but literally you shop off of their post like you do on TikTok Shop. So that's something that YouTube is implementing, which is Google. So that's a revenue driver, I think. They're in a lot of different arenas. I just think, and then they have their new phone with their AI assistant. I think people underestimate Google. I feel like Google could never get off the ground running with like the phone and stuff. I don't know why. Like I'm like, I go Samsung or iPhone. I'm like, I don't want the Google phone. But they have, who knows? I don't know. I just feel like they have a lot going on. I look at the stock, its intrinsic value, right now its price is higher than its average intrinsic value. Best case scenario, it's below its best case scenario intrinsic value. Not too long ago, I was using investing.io, and that you can use that to use Peter Lynch's analysis strategy that he used to use, discounted cash flow. And Google was actually undervalued using Peter Lynch's discounted cash flow model. And I was using investing.io. That was probably about a year ago when I was doing that, so I don't know what it is now. But its PE ratio is around 26. But that's the reason why I bought Pinterest stock. Its PE ratio is at 16, and they're doing all the same stuff, and they have checkout on Pinterest in beta. So that's going to be rolling out. There's a lot going on, I'm telling you. There's a lot going on with all these ad platforms. They're getting smart. They're figuring out how to stack their own cash. When I say they're getting smart, I mean they're not just a social platform anymore. It's the stack. It's like it would be like if Amazon started a social platform. Like if Amazon they'd have the full stack. That's what you got going on. You've got these companies, they're getting smarter and they're realizing, wow, we have all this data, we have all these users. Why don't we optimize all this and monetize everything? And that's what's happening. They all want to be their own site now, and they don't want you leaving and even going to the website. They just want they just want the websites to feed their products into their platform. It's like as brands, we're just gonna have tons of sites, but they're not sites. They're just our shops on all these different feeds. I just wonder, how can you really show the brand? The brand is going to be built through the creative. Where the brand was built through the creative before, but then they could land on your site and they could go to the About Us page and they could learn a lot about the brand. You're going to have to get very strategic you're going to have to solve all those problems through short form creative. That's the new game. So if you're trying to get into e-commerce, I would learn how to set up these shops. I wouldn't even worry about, you want to have a Shopify store because you can feed everything in and track everything, and you're going to need the Shopify store. But what I'm getting at is you're going to need it to set up your conversion API and set up all the feeds and sales channels. But I would learn these shops. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you break out the brand onto each one of these platforms and you have your shop set up on the platform: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok shop, Pinterest, probably even Snapchat. I don't know if Snapchat has one. Yeah, I think Snapchat does have a sales channel in Shopify. I just don't have it connected. But you're going to want to just make tons of creative content, like short form content, like think of every single part of the funnel and then make that creative. Okay, if we have this product and no one's met us before, what's the first thing we should show them? And it's show them these key things. And it's okay, someone has now seen us and they're a little bit further down the funnel and they're on the fence. Okay, let's show them why we're better than our competitors. Okay, now we've shown them why we're better than our competitors. They're still not buying. Okay, let's make a short form creative that shows social proof and trust, user generated content with reviews. Okay, they've seen that. Now they trust us. Now let's push them further down. They're still not buying. Okay, now let's show them scarcity. Let's give them a discount code that's only running for the certain period of time. They know us. They trust us. They're familiar with us. They know we're better than competitors. Let's push them with the discount code. They still don't buy with the discount code. You know what I mean? So just you're basically solving all the problems you would on your homepage and your pop-ups with short form creative, which in a way it's probably easier to do because it's actual video and you can actually. And if you're thinking, I don't know how to do that, I don't know how to make a short or a reel. Well, now with AI, you could take a picture of you could take a couple pictures of your product, go on pixelcut.com, remove the background of the product, and then feed that into one of those AI video generators and make a freaking full-blown commercial with the product floating around 3D digital version of your product. I haven't used that yet. I'm just saying hypothetically. And you could even go into have you ever been on d.id.com? It's either d.id.com or it's d.i.d.com. Just Google it. d.i.d or d.id. Just type that in and type in AI. And you can type any words you want in there and then export it as an audio file. And you can choose the voice. If you can have a woman talking, you can have a baby talking. Not a baby, but you know what I mean? My daddy said to buy this product. You could do whatever you want in there. You can download that, put it on top of make the video, have the features pop up or the reviews, and then have the word talk, and then put that audio file. And you don't even have to. No one knows who you are, what you're doing. You know what I mean? You don't have to put yourself out there like that. Oh, my laptop just fell off the seat. Great. So the game is changing. You got to adapt. They say the only thing in life that's permanent is change. It's like the waves keep coming. You just got to keep paddling. Some of them going to crush you and pull you under. That's how I feel kind of right now with all this stuff. Got so much going on. It's like when you have what I have going on where, like, for example, my attentive, it's like $30,000 a month. My Clavio's $10K a month. The office, $2,900 a month. The payroll, $6,000-$7,000 a week. You know what I mean? Shipping costs, materials, custom expenses for the business is like probably like $4,500 a day. So for me, I don't have a lot of days to be playing around. Like I can't be trying to figure things out for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You can easily get buried with that kind of overhead. So a lot of times I'll go back to the draw. Oh, this is something you guys should do in your personal life. I did this my whole life. I just think it's good advice if you're younger. I'm going to do it again actually, because once you start to get a little bit of extra money in the bank, you think you're always okay, and you spend extra. Like you guys see me do it. Like I buy the Starbucks every day, those kind of things. But if you can dial that in and tighten it up, that's a lot of money you can save and invest. So what I was going to say was do this right now. Like write down on a piece of paper all your expenses. I used to do this like once every like couple weeks. And call like T-Mobile. I probably did it once every 6 months. Call like T-Mobile or Verizon, whoever you have your cell phone with, and just tell them like you want to cancel. Be like, I need to cancel. It's too expensive. And a lot of times you can get them to lower your bill. Comcast, call whatever ones you have. Look online. Be like, why do I have Like right now I'm paying $238 a month for Comcast. I'm like, dude, I don't even watch like regular TV like ABC. I'm just like on YouTube and Netflix and the streaming services. I'm like, I could get rid of Comcast and just pay $14.99 for internet. So things like that, like kind of like just get smart with the bills. And then another big one's car insurance. If you're with Progressive, call Geico. Dude, they'll always beat it. I have flip-flop back and forth because they just beat the bill every time. So you can just do that. You'd be surprised how much extra money you can free up. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that you can recast your mortgage. Not a lot of people know this. I'm not recommending it if it's something you want to get your house paid off quickly. But if you're like, for example, if I'm focused on cash flow and I'm focused on like the R. Buckminster Fuller definition of wealth, like how many days I can move forward without like trading my time and survive, then, for example, my mortgage is like $8,000 a month. My house, when I bought it, was $2.2 million. I owe $1.3 million on it. So I can recast my loan. It's with Bank of America, it's $250 fee. You don't get a new rate. This isn't refinancing your house. This is you call them, you recast your loan, you put down a little bit of money. You can put down, I think, as little as $1,000. And then what they do is they make it like it's like a lump sum payment. But really what they're doing is they're recasting your loan out another 30 years. So for example, I got my home in 2020, so I've been paying on it for 4 years. So I went through this phase where I was like, I'm paying my house off. That's why I've paid down almost $1 million in 4 years, because I was paying like crazy. I was putting tons of money towards it. But that has no benefit to me right now because I didn't pay it off. I still owe 1.3. But guess what? If I did decide to recast the loan, they'll take the loan back out 30 years because I'm at 26 more years right now. And I already talked to the woman because I was wondering about it like a year ago. It'll drop the payment from like $8,000 to $6,300. So there you go. If I'm focused on how much money I have coming in and I have less going out, yes, granted, you're going to pay more interest over the life of the loan because you're extending the loan. But if you're focused, if you're like just trying to get your head above water, you're in a situation where you want to free up some money, calling all those bill providers plus recasting the mortgage, man, you could free up some money. You might free up $1,000 a month or something. You never know. So little things like that, sometimes I think you set in the groove and you just go through the motions, and we're like, why are we paying for all these things? Like, why do I have all these different little bills? I don't even use this anymore. But if that's something that interests you, call me at 1-800 psych. I'm just joking. I'm not selling anything. I'm just messing around. No, just Google recasting. Recast your mortgage. Different banks are different. I think it's $250 for Bank of America. Some banks are $500. Wherever you have your mortgage through. Some mortgages do it, some won't. The other thing I like to do is sometimes I like to look at my bills on the daily. So I take the total amount of bills and I divide it across 30 days. And I'm like, how much is this costing me per day? Sometimes that'll put it in perspective where you're like, this is not worth it. Or you might say, this isn't, it's okay, you know? So like, for example, because I have my own business, I talked about the apps and stuff I pay for. Also in my personal life, when you have your own business, we make more than the subsidy for the healthcare marketplace, but it's like we're in the middle, so we don't get any kind of you don't get any discount on health insurance. So I pay $1,800 a month for health insurance, and I pay $229 a month for dental. Actually, one guy it was cool. He left a comment, and I was like, it's exactly what I try to tell people sometimes. He said to me, man, I was adding up your expenses and your income, and he's like, you and I are actually the same amount wealthy. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that you go up these levels, but what happens is you increase your quality of life with more payments, and you're in the exact same scenario. You might have nicer things or be in a nicer area or something, or a nicer car, but you're in the same boat as far as like your financial wealth. So that's the thing, is that, and also when the tide goes out, like Buffett said, when the tide goes out, you can see who's swimming naked. When the tide goes out and something goes down, the higher level you are and the more expenses you have, it's a lot harder to cover it, like in a COVID thing or something like that. So it's really good to keep your expenses low. Check out this dog. Yeah. He's loving life. So when you just keep your expenses low, don't go out and get a bunch of debt, and then figure out a way to just keep stacking money and keep investing. And the bigger the gap between the bills you have to pay and the income you have coming in, the faster you're going to get to your financial freedom. So that's what I'm trying to chase. I'm doing two things at the same time. I'm trying to lower the expenses and increase the income so we can turn it up. But I'm trying to do it in an era where the advertising and everything's changing. So I got to relearn everything and adapt. You got to recognize trends. I noticed it early. You got to have like a sixth sense and start to recognize the trends, and then adapt. If you don't adapt and you just stick with your old thing and you don't believe it's changing, you'll get left behind so quick. It moves so fast now. Tell me to pass this. We're learning to ride the bike.
Spill the tea, yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on. Spill the tea, yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on. Spill the tea, yeah. Ooh. Spill the tea, yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work.